mysticism and spirituality. One of my absolute favorites. Another good one is cinnamon. Now, cinnamon, such a simple spice. Cinnamon. And psychic powers. It draws money to us. It can also speed up the healing process. It strengthens the love between lovers, and it's also protection. It's a very, very good incense as well. And those are just a few of the incense. There's bay. Bay uses a small amount for purification, protection, healing to sharpen your psychic powers. It is a very, very good herb. And my broom sister is coaching me on what to say for the next little feed here on oils. And that's all good. But those are some basics on incense. Now, I have a book that is so old you wouldn't even you can hardly tell what it is anymore. It's that old. But for any of you out there that that want to start practicing some basic magic and doing things for protection of your home and your family and whatnot, I'm going to recommend two books. They're very basic books. I've had them for over 25 plus years. That's why they look like they've been through war. The pages are all chingered and everything. But this is called The Magic of Incense, Oils, and Brews, and it's written by the late, great Scott Cunningham. And for all of you pagans out there like myself, you know who he is. He was one of I call him kind of the forefathers of paganism back in the 70s and 80s. He's written some incredible books. And unfortunately, I believe we lost him maybe in the early 90s. So he's no longer with us. But his books, his spirit, and his memory live on. And I highly suggest you look into the book, The Magic of Incense, Oils, and Brews, A Guide to Their Preparation and Use by Scott Cunningham. Very, very good book. Now I'm going to jump down now to essential oils. And like I said, I've been using an essential oil all day today to help my toothache. It's worked wonders. Essential oils, they date back thousands of years and are quite popular these days. They are basically fragrant plant material that is slowly heated and then set in jars. However, how do I say this? Not all oils are alike, okay? So first off, if you're going to use an oil to anoint candles and stuff like that, then you don't want to go with real expensive oils. You want to go to your magical shop and see what they sell. There's all kinds of oils for different spells and different purposes and different meanings. But the thing about oils is that there's different grades of oils. And what I mean by that is there's some oils that you can ingest, and there's some that you cannot. But when we talk about medicinal oils, they have to be pure enough to be taken internally. And not all oils out there are safe enough to be taken internally. And I'm speaking from my own personal experience, and I'm going to use I'm not here to endorse anybody's product or anything, but I'm speaking from personal use. There's a company called doTERRA, and I have a couple of oils of theirs. I have a breathe oil, which helps with upper respiratory. It's a respiratory blend. I'm telling you, this oil is fantastic when you're sick. I pour a drop of that in my hand, rub it in my palms, and breathe it in. I just sniff it. Then I rub it on my forehead and the back of my neck, so I get all of those healing properties on my body. It's great when you have congestion, when you're sick. My kids swear by that. My little Sophia loves the breathe oil. There's another oil I have. I don't have too many of these oils, but in time I will get more of them. Another one is called Wild Orange. Now, main reason I bought this oil is because it puts us in a better mood. And anyone who suffers from depression or anything like that, this oil is actually an ingestible oil. And I can take it and drop a drop or two in 12 ounces of water and drink it. It's actually good for you. It purifies your system and your body, but it also helps your mood. So I can't elaborate a whole lot on the oils tonight, but I'm hoping in the very near future, and I do know she is listening right now, so I'm going to I would like to have my lovely friend Pam, who not only is a distributor of these lovely oils, but she's also a massage therapist, chakra healer, broom sister, walks a pagan path. She's used these oils in her work to treat certain diseases in certain people. And I can't say too much because these are clients and it's personal, it's confidential. But another oil that is very potent and powerful is myrrh and frankincense. Frankincense, and I did have a book that was actually hers that I'm supposed to give back to her that I just want to go over real quick. There are different oils that can treat different problems, so to speak. And, when we're dealing with certain cancers, we can treat it with certain oils. I'm going to use this as an example. Cancer, frankincense, sandalwood, and rosemary. If you swallow 4 to 5 drops of this in each capsule 1 to 2 times per day and use it topically on bottom of feet, I'm not going to say it's going to heal your cancer because that's not what it's going to do. But going to help in the cancer cell growth, it's going to almost, I won't want to say stop it, it's going to benefit. So there's some properties to these things. The skin, anything for the skin, sandalwood, frankincense, oregano, rosemary, and melissa oil, all excellent oils to purify the skin. When we're dealing with people with throat problems, throat. I'm actually specifically talking about certain cancers at the moment. I'm in the cancer section. There's all kinds of different oils that can be treated for different cancers. Now, I'm not saying that this is the all-fix cure. No, there are other factors that go into this. I'm a real big advocate for healing holistically with cancer. I've seen it. I know that the pharmaceutical industry is full of crap. And when someone as popular as Tommy Chong tells me, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2012. They wanted to do this radical treatment on me. It cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars with radiation. He goes, I decided to go and do a $40,000 treatment through, he goes, and don't laugh because it's ironic, hemp oil. Hemp oil, along with a vegan diet and juicing and the proper supplements to take, healed his prostate cancer. So, I'm going to have to do a show on hemp, I think, and cannabis and the healing properties that comes from, too. One of these days. Maybe we'll get Tommy Chong on one of these days. It's really hard to get that man to commit. I've tried. Trust me, I've tried. Now, if you feel like you want to call in and chime in, don't hesitate. The number here is 1-347-308-8626, and that again is 1-347-308-8626. If you want to chime in and say something. But anyway, like I said, I don't recommend this I don't suggest you using this as the only treatment. I suggest you use this in lieu of your medical treatment. It will help, okay? It will help. There's all kinds of different things you can use for these. I mean, they have stuff for cellulite. They have stuff for chronic fatigue, colitis, cold, cholesterol problems. Just a whole array of different types of oils that you can use that'll help. And like I said, the clove oil has done wonders for me. And I will say this, the oils that you use to ingest are not the same oils that you will use to practice your magic with. Okay? Very different. Very different. If you're going to ingest, it has to be the purest of the pure. So remember that. And like I said, I'm no doctor. I'm just a paranormal investigator and a witch, and I see things through very different eyes than most. And go out there and search it out for yourself. How about that? You find what works for you. All right, I'm at the last 15 minutes of my show, so I want to go over a little bit about candle magic. Like I said, if you really thought I was going to break out my book of shadows, think again. Oh, no. How to manipulate candles for the purpose desired. Now, I have always recommended this for beginners, and I even do this with my own child who wants to practice magic. Start simple, okay? Sometimes the most simplest of acts are the most potent of acts. And I say that from years of experience. You know, I've been practicing this for, since I was 16 years old. So I say this from experience. So I always recommend that beginners start off slowly and work their way up. In time, you will get the hang of this. But I like 7-knob candles or wishing candles. And they come in a variety of colors, white, black, red, green, etc. And they can be used 7 times for 7 different spells or 7 different wishes, depending on what you want to do. Now, I have one here sitting next to me. It's white and it has 7 knobs on it. And I'm really ashamed to tell you that my 14-year-old this afternoon says, you know, that candle looks really funny. You know what it looks like? God, Maya. Okay, yes, I do know what it looks like. For those of you who don't know what a 7-knob candle looks like, well, it kind of looks like a penis, okay? There, I said it. Anyway, it's not. So it's used, each knob is used for a certain spell and wish. But out of the mind of a 15-year-old, what can I say? I always anoint my candles with the appropriate oil, and I highly suggest you do it too. It will make your spells and your magic more powerful and more potent. For example, and I'm going to give you some examples here, for protection, you would use, you know, a white knob candle anointed with probably some frankincense or some myrrh, and there's other oils you can use as well. Those are just kind of my go-to oils. Now, a cinnamon oil is good for attracting money, as is a pine oil. I use a green candle or a green 7-knob candle if you're going to do anything where you're attracting money. And I always say this, and I think I say this every week, you guys, watch the moon. If you're going to want to do a money spell or to draw abundance into your life, from the new to the full. Protections, I was just taught this because I always thought protection spells could only be done in a waning. Protection can be done any time of the moon. Banishing, on the other hand, has to be done in the waning, preferably the dark phase. I talked about cinnamon oil. Love oils. Dragon's blood is a good one, and I absolutely love dragon's blood. Dragon's blood is my go-to oil for a lot of things. I mean, not only does it raise sexual potency, it's used for protection. You know, it's used for a great many things. Love, exorcism. It is a very good love oil, though. I will say that. So, and like I said, 7-knob red candle anointed with dragon's blood is a good start. And on that note, I have to interject this because I've had a lot of people in the last several months come at me wanting to pay me to do spells for them, love spells. And I'm glad I came to this topic because I want to discuss this with everybody. I have no problem doing a spell for someone to bring love into their life. However, don't ask me to do a spell on that's going to interject someone else's free will. You know, like I got a crush on Joe, the produce guy at the grocery store, and I need you to do a love spell on him so I can get him. No. That's manipulating someone's free will.